Welcome to the Shreveport Connection with Tommy. This video is on TNA, Impact Wrestling, and some news. Quite a bit of news from other wrestling companies, such as Indy Feds, and we'll have your Ring of Honor. And here we go. Alright, TNA will be holding a base brawl event at Console Energy Park in Washington, Pennsylvania on July 28, 2012. Robbie E. will throw out the first pitch at a minor league baseball game in Buffalo, New York on May 25th, 2012, and Washington, Pennsylvania on May 26, 2012. There was a confusion on whether or not TNA wrestler Anarkia was released from the company after he was removed from the roster page on TNA's website. And we can now confirm that he is definitely gone from the company, because when they take a guy off the roster page, that means he's either fired or they made a mistake. Well, there was no mistake. He's gone. Ring of Honor champion Davey Richards got in a car accident over the week. That was significant enough for him to prevent him from traveling to Japan to defend the IWGP Junior Tag Team titles. And the Facebook post from if I hope I get this pronunciation right, Puroresu Spirit states that the replacement match cannot be held because Richards is in possession of the title belt. This certainly makes things interesting for next Saturday's Border Wars pay-per-view for Ring of Honor. I have no idea what Davey's injuries are, but if he can't make the show in Japan tomorrow, his status for next Saturday becomes questionable. Vendetta Pro Wrestling will be in Santa Maria, California at Lakeview Junior High School on May 11th with Matt Hardy versus Billy Blade, Shannon Ballard versus Hijo del Rey Mysterio, Sean DeVary versus SoCal Crazy, Bobby Lashley versus Rick Luxury, plus Gangrel will appear and more. So if you can find Vendetta Pro Wrestling online, get more info from there. Metro Pro Wrestling returns to Kansas City, Kansas for a television taping on Saturday at the Turner Recreation Center with the following matches: 20-man Royal Rumble style Battle Royal to determine the new Metro Pro champion. The Heroes for Hire versus Hooligans versus the American Bulldogs in a triple threat for the tag titles. Bradley Charles versus Mike Seidel for the NWA Kansas title. Mark Sterling versus Ricky Cruz. Dare Ulysses versus Neil Diamond Cutter. Ryan Drago versus Jack Gamble, plus Lucy Mendez and Steve Fender in action. The matches will eventually air on Time Warner Cable Metro Sports. Okay, Shane Douglas, one of the owners of Extreme Reunion Promotion, went on YouTube. Yes, it was yesterday, to apologize for the problems that had occurred at this past weekend's Extreme Reunion show. Douglas took full responsibility for the dark spots and promised 3 things. 1, he will not wrestle for the company again. 2, they will overhaul the talent roster due to the actions of some talents. And 3, the production value of the show has been addressed and will be better next time. Douglas asked for the fans to give them another chance. You can see the full video on YouTube. That's YouTube. That's youtu.be /XMGV. That's little v, then big V, little z, little w, little h, little q, big L, O. That's little o. Douglas was absolutely a stand-up here. He took full responsibility. He didn't try to pass the buck, blame anybody else, and promised to make things better. I was not at the show, but if I were, it was enough to convince me personally, to give them another chance. Though mistakes happen, learning from them is what is important. Sounds like Douglas intends to learn from this. The word at TNA Impact Wrestling tapings on Monday was the big concept that Hulk Hogan was referring to in the New York Post interview. Calls for fans to flip TNA wrestlers whenever they may encounter them. The fans will be encouraged to send the footage to the company for possible inclusion on TNA television. That means you send in a YouTube video and possibly the link to TNA, and they may put it on TV. The actual stipulation hasn't been on there or reported yet. Well, according to this thing, the idea is that wrestlers are on 24/7 alert. This idea isn't exactly popular with the locker room, as one can only imagine. As one person noted, Hogan is the last person who should encourage this, given how his own home videos have come back to haunt him. Imagine if a wrestler is out with his or her significant other, and then has to be put up with a fan sticking a camera phone in their faces or asses. Grant this. That's the TMZ era, and that could happen now. But it's not cool to have the company encouraging such behavior. So what are they doing? Having the 24/7 hardcore videos? Okay, well, another update on this coming from Tuesday, because that was the previous on Mondays. Okay, one source indicated that the concept was set to be unveiled in a promo, but it ended up being removed. It remains to be seen whether they are saving it for another show, fine-tuning the idea, or if it's even been dropped. I know several people in the company who hope it's the latter scenario. And what everybody's been waiting for? Impact spoilers for next Thursday's taping, which is May the 10th. Bobby Roode opens the show and says he will be TNA's longest reigning heavyweight champion ever. Well, Jeff Hardy, Rob Van Dam, and Mr. Anderson come out and interrupt that. Hulk Hogan announces the four-way tonight for your main event. The winner will get a surprise. Anderson and Hardy get RVD's title shot. If Roode wins, he gets to pick his own opponent for sacrifice. RVD gets to pick the stipulation for his match with Roode at Sacrifice if he wins. Okay. Brooke Tessmacher beat Velvet Sky in what was possibly a #1 contenders match. Gail Kim attacked her after the match. Next match was Matt Morgan versus Crimson. Well, it never happened because Bully Ray attacked Morgan backstage. Crimson forces the referee to announce him the winner by countout. Or actually default. Next match, Austin Aries defeated Zema Ion. Kazarian and Daniels come out. They reveal AJ Styles' big secret, which is photos of him kissing Dixie Carter. And Styles was shocked and surprised. Next match was Devon defeating Robbie E. again. Abyss's brother, Mr. Joseph Park, runs into Billy Ray and he gets laid out. Rob Van Dam beat Mr. Anderson, Jeff Hardy, and Bobby Roode in the main event. RVD indicated a ladder match stipulation for his match against Roode at Sacrifice. Abyss makes his return at the end of the show and appears on the stage. Abyss cuts a promo and declares that he is back. So there, that ends the TNA taping for next week. To me, it just seems like a repeat of this week's Thursday show being tomorrow night. So we'll just see how that happens on TV. And thanks for viewing. And SmackDown video will be coming up, or SmackDown NXT will be coming up later on